Hey everybody, Jessica here. Today we are going to be exploring the magic in the Magic Pilates Circle. So the Pilates Circle is typically used to emphasize which musculature to use during certain exercises that are challenging to you, and also to intensify exercises that you already do well. So today I want to just break down how to use the Pilates Circle without just squeezing your arms, squeezing your legs, really get into what the Magic Circle is to be properly used for. Of course, you can always use it to try and squeeze the heck out of it, make it an arm exercise, put it in between your legs, squeeze the heck out of it, make it a Suzanne Summers inner thigh workout. You can do all those things, but the intention of the Magic Circle is a little bit different, a little bit deeper, bringing you into your whole core, shoulder to shoulder, hip to hip, okay? So with that, let's go through a few exercises that I like to do to help bring people into what it means to really use the Magic Circle during your mat exercises. So to start off with, I want you to hold your Magic Circle with the heel of your hand. Try not to be gripping with your fingers. You're not holding on for dear life. When you're gripping with your fingers, the tendency will be to use your arms, okay? And we're trying to not necessarily use the arms, we're trying to get into your core. So when you're squeezing that circle, I want you to think about, with the heel of your hand, squeezing, but not necessarily with your arms. You're putting a little pressure with the heel of your hands, but I want you to be thinking about squeezing with your chest muscles and with your rib cage. So you're bringing all of those, you're contracting all of those muscles in order to apply pressure to that circle. So your circle might not collapse, you might just be holding on to it. Okay, so there might not be any real collapse of that circle. In fact, I would probably recommend that you try not to squeeze the crap out of your circle. Just hold it and really concentrate on the muscles of your chest and your rib cage. And then also bringing your belly into it, bringing your abs into it. Thinking about pulling your belly in as you hold that circle and breathing. Deep inhale in through your nose, opening up your back with your breath, and long exhale out from your mouth. Squeezing that circle with your rib cage and your chest, pulling your navel into your spine, drawing your shoulders down and on your back, and really feeling which parts of your body are working here. Can be done standing up, can be done laying down. So same thing, laying down. Here, I'm just going to take that circle, hold on with the heel of my hands, and I'm squeezing with my chest, the muscles of my pectorals and my rib cage, trying to close the ribs in order to really feel the upper abs, the upper body working through that Magic Circle. And notice my Magic Circle isn't really squished down as far as it can. If I squish it harder, now it becomes about my arms, and my chest and my rib cage are not involved, i.e. my upper abs, my torso is not involved at all. It's just my arms, okay? So I want you also to feel what it feels like when your arms are in different positions. So with your arms straight out in front of you, holding on to that Magic Circle, if we're squeezing, drawing your shoulders down and on your back, squeezing that circle with your rib cage and your chest, pulling your navel into your spine, thinking about growing taller through the crown of your head, you should be feeling a little bit of work, not only in the chest and in the rib cage, but also right through the middle of your abs right here, right like a little ball here, okay? If we take that circle and move it above your head, so now it's like almost framing your head like a halo here, and I'm squeezing again with my rib cage, with my chest, I'm pulling my navel into my spine, and I'm pulling my shoulders away from my ears. So that doesn't mean that my arms go down, that means I'm reaching with my arms, but locking my shoulders with my lats down and on my back. So in this position, I'm feeling a lot of work through my obliques. So right around my upper abs, my obliques, right through here, I'm feeling a lot of work, okay? So now if I take that circle, change positions, bring it down here so it's framing my hips, hold on here with the heel of my hands again. I'm going to squeeze again with my chest and my rib cage because I'm holding on with my hands, but I'm thinking about pulling my navel into my spine, being tall through the crown of my head, shoulders down and on my back, deep breathing in through the nose, exhale, pushing all that air out of my mouth. And in that position, I'm feeling it a lot lower, right around here, okay? So I want you to kind of experiment with that. See if you're able to bring all of those things together. The closing of the rib cage, the contraction of the chest, the breathing in through the nose and feeling your back open. And then also pulling your navel into your spine while you're doing all those things. Those things don't just happen, that takes practice, okay? So that's why we're going through it. Review this exercise, and then you can apply it to any of the mat exercises that we do with the magic circle, okay? So let's get into the legs. So a lot of the things that we're going to be doing with the legs of the magic circle in the future are going to be lying down. So let's start with bringing the legs up to the ceiling and holding on to that circle right below your calves, right above your ankles, okay? So right here, find where it's comfortable, where you can hold on to that circle. Now, I'm squeezing my inner thighs here, all right? That's working. But I want you to think not necessarily about squeezing your inner thighs only. Think about squeezing your inner thighs through your low belly, turning on your low belly, your pelvic floor, contracting the muscles down here in order to work those inner thighs together. Make sure your toes aren't pointed because then that's all about the legs, that's all about here, okay? We want to work the inner thighs, but we also want to get into where the inner thighs, where the legs connect to your low belly. So I want you to squeeze that circle, breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, focusing on getting in touch with that pelvic floor, turning on the muscles of the pelvic floor in order to squeeze that circle. If you need to, if you start to feel pain in your back, you can kind of tuck your tailbone up to the ceiling, pull your navel into your spine a little bit more, and imprint. If you're able to do it in neutral, that's good too, where you're feeling a little bit of your lumbar spine off the mat and your rib cage closed, squeezing that circle. Whew. And you should be feeling a lot of work down here, okay? So that's something for you to practice also. You can do it standing, it's a little more challenge. So taking that circle, placing it same place, find a comfortable spot for you. Make sure that your feet are parallel, you're not necessarily turned out. And then from here, shoulders down, abs in, and lifting your weight onto one leg, working your inner thighs together. Not necessarily just your inner thighs, turning on your low belly. Find your pelvic floor, scoop it in and up into your rib cage and then close your ribs around it. So for me right now, I'm feeling a lot of work right here and also through my obliques because this is the leg that's lifted up off the mat. And it takes a little bit of balance to stand there. So let's try that other side. Lift up, work the inner thigh together. Be tall, try not to be off to the side here. So even though you're lifting one foot up off the floor, you still want to be tall through the crown of your head, shoulders down, abs in. Think about squeezing the inner thighs together through your low belly, finding your pelvic floor, really turning that on. Also, think about your feet. Feel your heel, your big toe joint, your little toe joint pushing into the floor so you're not rocking over onto one side of your foot or letting your arches roll in. So that's a little bit more complicated, but it's the same concept. Squeezing the inner thighs through the low belly. And so you're feeling it here, but don't worry, you will definitely feel inner thigh work too, okay? So again, we can squeeze the circle all day long with our arms. You can make it an ab, you can make it an arm exercise if you want to, it's your circle. But when you're ready to apply it to Pilates, these are the things I want you to think about. And kick your exercises up a notch. So when you're in this position, you're holding onto that circle with your chest, with your rib cage. Everything is turned on here, keeping your spine neutral. I'm feeling work from shoulder to shoulder, hip to hip. So my whole torso is engaged and stable here, okay? And so that's the focus, that's the challenge of the magic circle. All right? So, good luck. And if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on the discussion tab within the app, or you can contact me on Twitter at JustDon'tStop. And good luck with your magic circle endeavors, and aloha.